Alright, fuck them.
All right, meeting's gonna be starting right now, so I ask everybody to hold your questions, hold your opinions, hold anything you got to say until the end. Anything cricket related, please do not speak of it.
Can you wait till I walk home?
No.
God damn it. Okay, that's fine.
So first things first, welcome to several of you. I see Dev Voice Guy, Animal, welcome to you as well. We're gonna be discussing the server, some rules, some obligations that we got to go over just before launch, which will also be discussed at the end. So first thing is first. I lost my notes. There they are. So here at Tombstone, we are going to be focusing on making a not so serious, but more firm, realistic, and a fun place to RP at. Focus more on RP, less on the bullshit, right? That's how we want it to go. With that said, we have a few rules in place that everybody should know about before the server does go live. So main rule number 1 is anybody who is caught fail RPing and or breaking character will receive a day ban, which is, I wouldn't say unrevocable unless there's a main reason why, but receive a day ban. Rule 2, no drama. We are anti-drama here. Hello, James. Very anti-drama in the community rules. No dramas to be allowed in the server and or voice chats. That includes talking shit about someone behind their back, talking shit, period, just for the fuck of it, and starting things that don't need to be started. We ask that you bring it to the DMs and or bring it to a staff to sit there and third party it.
Winners, real quick. I will tag on about the breaking character thing. Just know if you are brand new to the Red M scene and you have no clue what you're doing, we are more than willing to work with you. Don't feel like you will get in trouble because you're confused on something. We are here, to help you guys at the start for sure. But if we know you're kind of experienced in roleplay, if we've known you for a little while and you're just, acting like an ass, sure, you'll get in trouble then. But again, we are willing to work with you guys. And going back to the server's kind of overall image being, pretty serious to more so laid back levels of RP. I always emphasize on the basis of story RP. I love seeing story RP. I'm sure most of you do as well. And I think that's what most of these communities are striving to do. So I would say, just try to build a character for yourself and everybody around you to get to know you. And yeah, and also we didn't tack on this right at the start, but for those who have never met us before, me and Winners are the directors of the server, and we have one of our devs here as well, and some of our mods being Agent Hayes and Barton B. Mullets. So also at any time, if you guys find any questions you may have, you are more than willing to message. I'm pretty sure all of our admins, I know my DMs as well, are always open for any questions or anything like that. So don't feel, you don't really know who you can ask any questions to. Most of our staff are willing to answer any questions you may have about anything.
Remember, DMs me, I'm gonna ban them.
Yeah, don't. I would say the devs probably not do that, but
Don't ever message the devs. Rule
Yeah.
no one. Tagging back on rule wise, the rest of the community rules and server rules can be found in the respectful Red M rules and community rules at the top. If you have any questions, again, save it till the end. We'll talk about it. Next thing to talk about is our development for the server. Now, we've been having a lot of new people join recently. When our last community meeting happened, we were at 50 people reacting to the reaction roll. We have now 2 away from 100, so that's a net gain of 50 within 3 weeks, which I kind of like a lot. With that said, we've been kind of focusing on the server more and more and trying to get everything set up. So we have officially swapped to using Salty Chat for our voice in the server. The download link will be put up in the setup links and FAQ area after the meeting. We are on the new version 2.0.1. So if you got the old one and you want to play, you might have to disable it. That'll be explained later. Server features. Everything that needs to be in is currently in. We have bank robberies working, store robberies working, which were the big things. Gold panning is also working. Everything is at 100% job wise. The only thing we are currently missing, and Connor, you can tell me if I'm wrong before launch, is our PvP script to allow people to ride on carriages and horses. That is at 50% working.
I have no idea. I haven't heard anything from Hull about that, but
Okay.
we'll go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can hop on people's carriages if you have it. You just can't hop on their horses. That is the last major thing we are aiming to get in before launch, and then we'll start adding in all the upgrades of life and everything after. But that is our main concern right now, is to get that PvP script to work so people can ride together and not beat the shit out of each other and throw people off. Let's see. And again, Wolfie brought up all the staff, so that's done. Our next thing is going to be jobs. So we currently have 3 deputy slots left to be filled before that's going to be closed off for a bit. Doctors are always hiring. We have the natives, which are new, which Kangi or Dr. Roslyn or L, who is here, is the native chief. She has a separate Discord for the natives, which that link can be found in setup links and facts under the Red M section as well. If you are looking to native RP, head over there and react to the role and talk to her. We also are hiring for recruiters. Recruiter is pretty much a very, very low staff role. You're charged with welcoming people, recruiting, pushing the server, and just advertising it. If anybody's interested in that, that can be found under whitelisted jobs under the Red M area. And our last big thing for this meeting is one that we just got done talking about. And again, sorry, I'm taking off a neck brace, Al. Again, this is something that has pained us as we've wanted the server up for a while, but we have, had several issues such as our OS corrupting over and over because French people can't host servers right, and development takes a lot of time. So this weekend is a no-go for launch, and so is next weekend, since Carlson and I will be both busy all week. Carlson's out of town. So we are aiming to launch our server officially on the 23rd, which is 2 Saturdays from now. That is our main goal. That is what we're focusing on, is launch date. I know it's a bit inconvenient. As we said, we'd want to have it up at the end of July, but development comes first, and we'd rather
The
deliver
23rd is a Sunday.
22nd, whatever the fuck a Saturday is, all right? No, yeah, 22nd. All right, you're right. So 22nd is our launch date. That is our window. We did say that it'd hopefully be up at the beginning of August, end of July. Turns out things don't work like that, so we are pushing for the 22nd.
What I will say though is the server will be online for players to just kind of go run around and fool around in. If you guys want to get ideas for your characters, if you want to, explore the map, if you've never really looked into the Red Dead map, get ideas for yourself, a job you would want to do, or anything like that, get your story stuff going, or you just want to go fuck around with some friends. By all means, that's also an option for you as well. Just again, expect bugs and frequent crashes if possible. The server goes down for a restart, for dev stuff, wipes to the server and stuff like that. But there will always be updates on things we are working on, and we'll keep everybody updated on the progress of the server, things like that.
So that really concludes everything we have to cover major wise. Again, if you want to apply for native or the other thing, it can be found in setup links and facts and the whitelisted jobs respectively. Now we'll open it up to questions. There's a channel above us, meeting questions. Type a 1 in there if you have any question all about anything.
Yep. And for any new players, anything you want to know about the server, job wise, what is there to offer and things like that, we'll even answer those as well for anybody who's curious. Agent Hayes, what is your question?
Not more of not a question, more of a suggestion. The introduction of a channel with all of the commands, like G is to do this or slash is to do this, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, that can be done.
Yeah, we can set that up. That's a good suggestion.
Horrible suggestion. Horrible.
Trash.
Anybody else have anything at all to tag on, add, questions, concerns, comments, worries? Nobody ever asks questions.
Cool.
I was gonna say something.
This guy's like whispering. Speak up. Come on.
No, I'm not going to. God,
You in the back. What do you got to say?
please tell me that the bandits and criminal people will not get fucking crapped on by
Oh,
like
yeah, we should probably talk
fines
about
and
that.
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
So,
Okay,
let's
yeah.
explain this. So the way our law enforcement works up, 2 separate jurisdictions, east and west, 2 different sheriffs. You can see them there. God, my neck is fucking killing me.
I know the feels.
Yeah, dude, I pulled a muscle. It's fantastic.
I know the feels.
Fines are set up to be not too harsh, but not too punishment. Believe the max fine we can give is 160, 200, somewhere in there. It's a certain amount of money. Might a little more, a little less. Got to relook. Sorry.
Oh.
Max time without a judge's approval is 2 hours. But then again, we're not gonna be forcing time like that or shit. We're not
mean,
looking to punish. But
In all honesty, I can understand like balance needs to be there. Okay.
Yep.
When it comes to punishment for such a big job, like going to rob a fucking bank, because you're not supposed to do that every single day of your life. It's supposed to be a big thing that you work up to.
yeah,
If you rob fucking banks every single fucking day in your life, like a certain video game that we all know and probably love or hate, like GTA.
which
Amen.
the staff team has talked about. And
Yeah, I was gonna say,
we
wonders
have.
if you want me to tack on something real quick, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
go ahead.
So what I will say is, for sure, a lot of the deputies we have now, including myself being one of the marshals, I will always strive, and when I did 5M especially, I will strive to show this to the deputies, is if you have a criminal who's facing charges upward of, say, an hour, you know what I mean? You want to work with them to try to barter. That's a thing that I never really got to see when I was on Wild West. Is it was like, okay, you have this, and it doesn't matter what you say to me, you're going for this amount of time. I never liked that.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, so with me, it's like,
lot of
okay,
them.
I'm willing to cut your sentence half if you give me this. You know what I mean? We'll strive for stuff like that depending on the time that you do. Now, again, if you're going to be an asshat and you, like you said,
Yeah,
rob something every day, shoot people every single day, we're not really going to want to work with you. You'll be facing more charges and more times depending on what you do. And, it really then is in your ballpark of like, okay, I should relax so I don't, get more jail time as an obvious decision. But,
Mhm.
and you go.
On top of that, too, we talked about this to staff and some devs around, but as you stated, robbing a bank is a big deal and it should be treated as a big deal. It shouldn't just be walk and hit a button and go, "Hey, Lamau." So that's how it's going to be at the beginning, because we're just trying to get the server up. But we have big plan. We got big plans for it. We hope to make it more interesting. We hope to make it more
Interesting and intricate,
hard.
hopefully not just
Yes,
press a
hopefully
button
not
and say,
just what.
"Haha, I'm
Yeah.
doing a thing."
I mean, where we're gonna be at on launch, and let me explain it to you for people who are gonna come over from different servers and/or join us for the first time. Is
Yeah.
we will have the bare necessities, everything that needs to be in will be in,
Yeah,
and
that's-
working. And as time goes on with our dev team, hopefully we get more. Hopefully the server takes off. We'll be adding more constantly, more content, fixing things up, making things more diverse and not as fucking cheesy.
Of course, that's a given. It's not
Yeah,
like
that is.
we're trying to build a server here and trying to get it as playable as possible for everybody
Mhm.
to enjoy and be able to do the things that they want to do. So,
And as far as charges go, you will not have to worry about catching a treason charge for shooting a deputy over here.
Yeah.
And as far as like robbing banks, if your gang robs banks all the time, you'd probably be meeting me.
Yeah, I was gonna bring out some more of the features in the server. So playing on Wild West since most of the start of it, I always wanted to see a certain thing in the game, and I'm very happy to say that we have it now. Sure, it's not gonna be there as prevalent at the start, and I'm not going to go into details on exactly what they do because I would like you guys to find
Okay.
this out in RP. But there's the Pinkertons. They are going to be there, and that is for the outlaws. That's for you guys to figure out who they are, what they do, and stuff like that. Also, another feature that we are going to have here that I am very excited for, and I know a lot of other people are too, who go in the server and stake out where they want to live, is the properties. You will be able to purchase properties. They will be in your name, and it'll display it on the map that it is your property. And when you go there, it'll say it's your property, and that'll
Question.
essentially be your place to live.
On
I
top
don't.
of those properties, we will also be opening up business applications, meaning that if your character wants to buy a business, there will be an application, which I believe can currently be found in the Western HR department.
Mhm.
No, it's
Oh,
business
it's in the
applications.
yeah. Sorry.
And you can apply for whatever you want there, store wise, and run it. You are limited to one store, period, on just you, right? Just one store for one character for you, just
Yep.
you.
And I will say from a RP like perspective, it doesn't have to just be a saloon. If you want to own a gun store, if you want to own a general store, if you want to own a barber shop when we eventually get those in and other things like that, a stable in your name, you know what I mean? Sure. It's just an RP for you to decide what you want to do. And I know in gun stores, a lot of people will just stand behind the counter and sell people weapons for money, which is a cool way of doing it as well. So you have that option here as well. So if any of you are interested in owning a business, even if you don't know a specific one, just say in general, hey, I want to own a gun store per se, and you work off from there. And I saw Digital had a question, so or Dr. Alexander, what's your question?
I actually have two questions. My
You're only
first
allowed one.
question is, okay, fuck you, Winter.
No,
Um, it's for the criminals. I haven't really been caught up on the specific rules about the criminals, like size, types, stuff like that. Do
So
we have? Yeah, go ahead.
we have a few. Anybody is allowed to start a gang. We're not making it a separate job. We're not giving people separate jobs. That's not what we're doing. So it's going to be purely done in RP. We're still working on numbers. We're going back and forth, but for the most part, as of now, this can change in the future. Just to be very clear, max is 6 people in a gang, and 4 to 5 in criminal activity. Still going back and forth about that one. But 6 people max in a gang, including the leader, and then 4 or 5 for any criminal activity. That can all change though. The reason we limited it right now is there is one server, 32 slots. If you space it out right, that's about 12 slots, 13 taken up by important roles, police, EMS, governor, judge, whatever. And the rest is going to be civilians. Now, if we put a limit of 10 people in it, then that'd be really just 2 gangs running the server, and that's not fun for anybody.
Hell yeah.
and
Again, can all change based on how popular it gets, how many servers we open up, what it's all down the line future wise.
mhm. And another thing I will tack on is essentially going off of what he was saying about the gang stuff is I know there's a big issue in a lot of servers, whether it be 5M or RedM, about how every gang is either allied together and it's kind of just cops versus robbers by that point. Don't want that to be a thing here. So I would suggest, it's not a rule yet, but I will suggest it to you guys. I know that some of the admins and mods talked about it a little bit, is only have one ally. That's it.
That actually makes sense,
And
to be honest.
everybody else can, fend for themselves. Doesn't mean you can't have business deals with people. You know what I mean? Other than that, don't ever be like, yeah, I'm friends with this dude and that guy and his homie, his cousin, his dog. Like, okay, dude, I get it. Like, relax. Because I would like to see certain aspects, and I know I'm going to ramble for a couple seconds here about, like, especially the moonshine business. I would like to see taxing, some gang owns it and they have business deals on taxes with certain other gangs. Like, okay, you give us this much percentage, we'll give you this much. You know what I mean? Stuff like that I think would be really cool. And if someone fucks you over, you go deal with that. You know what I mean? Just some shit like that. I've always wanted to see really intricate criminal play, and I know a lot of the people in here have the capability to do that, and I'm very excited to see how you guys all work, because I know a lot of people aren't familiar with the Red M side of things, so I'm very excited to see where all of you lie, and integrating with the people who do know how Red M works, I think is very exciting too.
I have another question about properties.
Mhm.
Shoot.
Yeah, properties is coming
Okay.
towards. Oh yeah, you had something else. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry. So, the second is, it's more of a old time question. I was usually, a long time ago when the server wasn't like really a server. Um, Carlson asked me if I could make, when the time comes, a trailer for the server.
You are
Some
still
of
more
you.
than welcome to do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will, because
Yeah,
that's
fuck
what
it.
I just want to make a small announcement. Some of you know my situation where I have to switch between a laptop and a tower each freaking. Now it's 2 weeks, which is better. Next month I'm gonna be a full month. Not next month. Next Sunday, I'm gonna be a full month on my big ass tower, and I will need people to shoot some stuff to make the trailer. If you are interested, just DM me and I'll that you're interested, and I'll find a date that is convenient for everyone, and I'll be filming some stuff, and we'll
Yep.
do some small
And we'll
scenarios.
set that up in the community announcements and stuff. We'll have
Yep.
people, just react who's interested, and we'll go from there. But that, yeah, for sure, we'll get that working now since we have the VoIP in and stuff like that. We can actually do an
Exactly.
RP scenario and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we'll get that all settled probably later tonight. Digital, if you want to sit down with me and we'll talk about it and get
Yeah,
this
I'm
shit
good
all
with that.
settled. Okay. Okay, voice guy. What was your question about properties?
When it comes to properties, you were talking about just regular houses and stuff like that, right? What
Mhm.
about environmental like stuff like that? Maybe like caves and
So
Like a shark of land.
that's something we'd have to look at, as we have
Mhm.
not thought about it. But we have cleared some stuff out on the map for gangs to go sit in a cave or on a fucking island or whatever the fuck. We'd have to look at it, and I'd have to get back to you on that.
Yeah.
It might be possible, it might not. Just due to the fact of I don't know how coding works, and when you're
would be
coding
really
in
dope
Red M.
to be able to get like gang territories so people can see where people lie and whatnot.
I don't think we're gonna want people to do that due to the
Yeah.
fact of metagaming. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I don't want someone to mix a new character be like, oh, this gang lives here. I want to go fuck with them. You know what I mean? I don't want stuff like that to happen. Or like one gang or one group of people likes one gang, so it's everybody in the servers over in that one territory. You know what I mean? So I would say for sure, if you find a property area that you're interested in and you like, a certain cave system, by all means, just message one of us and be like, hey, can we find some way? I like this cave system, and we'll come scope it out and be like, okay, you know what I mean? We'll see if we can't find a way for you to purchase that land to show that it's your land. You know what I mean? So that's stuff like that we're willing to work with. And again, like what the sheriff said in the meeting questions is, again, I think it all comes down to RP as well, because that would be cool to be like, oh, you want to come to my gang's hideout? Okay, you have to come over here. You know what I mean? And it's known as your hideout through like theory. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
like on the map type stuff.
So through everything too, when you do buy a property, it does pop up with who owns it, and only one person can own it. It all comes down to coding. If you guys don't know, coding for Red M is it's a bitch. As you're essentially just building something out of 2 pieces of glue and a cardboard box. That's it. That's all you got, and you're destined to make a Ferrari with that box and 2 sticks of glue. So that's a maybe. We can definitely see and talk about it with the devs, but
What I would suggest, if you're trying to find like a location of a gang, do like in the single player mode of Red Dead 2. You catch one of these old Driscoll guys, and you threaten them to cut the balls until he says everything. So that's my suggestion for you.
so just
Uh,
to,
I can go. You go. Oh, sorry, you go. You go. You go.
just to bring this up while he's here,
you.
Cinnamon or Parton B. Mullets is the governor of the state. Pretty much what he's going to do is collect taxes on properties that people own and or businesses. Go to the state. He'll make some bullshit laws for the state that we follow out over time, and there will be government elections every 2-ish, 3-ish months. Yeah, Cinnamon, I'm calling you out.
Also, basically in character, if you are looking for a plot of land or a house, or actually just a house, I don't think I can do a cave. Come to me, because that in character, because that's how I would then ask the other people out of character, what to do.
Yeah, that's the best approach to it for sure. And also, I completely forgot to mention this. So there is an idea that we have right now for one of technically it's more so an event, more so than a feature. So since we do have a lot of players who don't really know the Red M formula, what we are going to do is on the very first day of launch, is the governor and all people you'll have to meet, in character when they get there, are going to do an introduction speech for the state. It is a grand opening of a state, and that will be done at the Saint Denis Theater. And you will meet, certain heads of certain departments and other people. And then after that, all of us will go to the Bastille, which is the saloon in Saint Denis, and that will allow you new players to essentially get a start at your RP. That's where you make connections with people and you kind of go from there. So that's something you guys can look forward to as well and just prepare for, because we will probably, push a lot of the players or, require them, hey, go to the theater. You know what I mean? So that's something to look forward to as well. And about the taxes, when it comes to properties, we're not going to tell you when that's going to happen. There may or may not be a time when there may or may not be a time when you get home and the governor and a couple of Pinkertons are sitting at your property waiting for you, and ask for payment. And businesses will get taxed as well. So if you own a saloon or a gun store, you are expected to make some sort of profit. And we do know it is hard to make certain profits, so that's up to the governor if he's going to be lenient on you or not. But
tax fraud is
about it.
allowed.
Sure. But,
Don't be like Yoshi. Don't commit tax
So with
fraud.
that, I think we've covered really all the major things. Does anybody else have any other last questions? Anything else before we wrap this up and put a fork in it?
questions, concern, comments, things you want to know about the server, anything.
ETA looking like?
Already said it. You're gonna have to watch the vid.
All right.
Got him.
22nd.
Oh, Pog.
What's up, Twin?
All right. So the one question that I had, thankfully, is like with regards to the taxing. I did hear you say, because sorry, my brain's a little bit disconnected. You did say that it's not going to be like too terrible, just depending on what your relationship is with the governor.
No, it's entirely up to what business you own, what your estimated profit is like. That'll all be discussed later with the judge and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's just the main concern, because I wasn't exactly sure if that's something that the doctors are gonna have to share.
Yeah, you're not getting taxed.
Oh, okay, never mind. Problem. Not a problem.
Also, for those who have not met her, Miss Medley Foss is the head doctor of our server. She is the medical board director.
Yes, that is me. I am still hiring at the moment, so if you want to put in an application, you can find it in the whitelisted jobs.
Are we still looking for deputies, or is that all filled out?
3 more spots?
Yeah, so we're still looking for deputies. Come to West because you're not smelly. If you go to East, you're smelly. Just kidding, not. But yeah, no, please put in your applications if you want a deputy spot.
Over that.
No, come on.
So yes, these are our 2 sheriffs, Connor Murphy.
Look
and
at that
Sheriff,
meeting. Look at that meeting questions. Look at
I
that.
hate them both.
West Best. All right, West Best. There's not really any difference other than where you're going to be working.
Moving on.
We need deputies.
South for the cloud. South through the cloud.
We need deputies.
All right. I think we've pretty much wrapped up everything. I thank you guys for coming out, listening, talking. I hope you guys are excited. Again, we are shooting to launch on 23rd. 22nd. Fuck. 22nd, Saturday. 22. Hashtag trademark soon. DM. Hang on, wait, I got this. 22nd. TM. There we go. All right, so with that, we are good. Again, thank you all for coming out. If you have any questions, concerns ever, hit up the staff team, hit up anybody. With that, meeting is concluded. You don't have to go home. You can't stay here.
Can I get a yeehaw?
Yeehaw.
No, I mean everybody.
I'll understand before I smack you.
No!
I am still your boss, technically.
You are
Shut up.
not my mother!